What type of silver is the best value with today's silver spot price? Hey, I'm the Stacking Stormtrooper. If you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a guy in a bucket talking about precious metals. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, get the bell notification clicked, and that way you get updated with any new content. Those of you that are watching this video, I am Stacking Stormtrooper, and I am interviewing my good friend Silver Britches, who's
Hey,
not
buddy, what's
there.
going
You
on?
nothing, dude. We've been talking about doing something together for quite some time now.
Sure, yeah, I look forward to it. I I enjoy our friendship, our advice to one another,
A-
helping each other out.
Absolutely, I think it's been a really good duo behind the scenes. A lot of people, they know certain people are friends with each other and everything, but you and I, we talk on a pretty much on a daily basis. One thing too that in talking with you, I've noticed that you and I have very similar strategies when it comes to stacking both silver and gold, which, to our viewers watching this right now, brings us to the topic of what's the best silver to buy right now. And you and I really didn't talk about what we felt is the best silver to buy right now. And, I'm just kind of curious as to what your thoughts are, what silver you're buying, what silver you're staying away from, and why. And then I will, I guess, share my opinions as well. So why don't you start? What is it that you are basically telling your viewers as to what is the best silver to buy right now?
Uh, well, I can answer both of these questions with one response. Now, fractional silver, okay, fractional silver. You know, I like fractional silver, but I only like it in the constitutional or the junk version form. If you're gonna go out and buy like the halves, the quarters, and the tenths ounce of silver, and like your regular, you know, like say like your normal bullion like this,
Yeah.
you're gonna pay a lot extra for that, and I would highly suggest you just not do that. And if you're gonna get fractional silver, the absolute best way to do it is to just go out and pick up just junk silver, man. It's already fractional, and it is the lowest premium silver you can get right now.
Right. And I know you can't really see my screen right now because you've got your camera turned around from you. But on my screen, I did put out some silver that I think people should be buying right now, as well as silver that they should not be buying. And what's
Right.
funny is you just showed a whole bunch of junk silver, and I'm just going to throw some more out on the table there. I'm in full agreement with you that constitutional silver is the way to go. And today I was very excited that a friend of mine, a good friend of mine for over a decade, after all these years of talking to him about silver and gold, I finally got him to start stacking. And so I went with him to the local coin shop and helped him pick out a variety of stuff. He did get some gold, he got some silver eagles, he got some generics, but he did also get some constitutional. I told him that you should get some constitutional because, like you said, number one, it's already fractional. Number two, it is cheap. People
Yeah.
aren't buying it necessarily to collect. They're buying it in most cases because it's cheap, and there's that small section of our or segment of our niche that believe in the SHTF situations where they think that something is going to really happen that's terrible to our economy, and that we're going to be relying on silver and gold as a way for buying and selling of products. Um, I'll continue on with another type of silver that I think is good to buy right now is uh, is generic silver. And right
Yes.
now I'm showing a generic buffalo or yeah, generic buffalo here. And to be honest with you and the viewers, for a while there I was a generic silver snob. I was telling people not to buy that crap, that they should stay clear of it, and I was saying American Silver Eagles only. But once the silver and gold spot prices shot up and people were unable to get their hands on the physical silver and gold. The premiums on things like American Silver Eagles and everything are so out of whack that right now buying the cheapest form of silver possible is the way to go. Trying to keep it as close to spot. Do you agree with the whole generic silver purchasing?
Yeah. Yes. Now, when I first got into stacking, it for me it was constitutional silver and American Silver Eagles. But back then, when I first got into stacking, Silver Eagles, I could get them all day long at my local coin store for $2 over spot. Now that's not BU, you know what I mean? It's they got like, blemishes or maybe milk spots or something like that. But I could pick those up all day long for $2 over spot. But now you can't get that price, right? So it's the cheapest that they're going for right now as far as your Silver Eagles in any form is $5 over spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's including, scratches, dents, dings, milk spots, whatnot. That's I'm not paying that kind of a premium on something that's beat up.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just I'm just not going to do it. Now, I did pick up some more Silver Eagles on this dip because I'm not sure how much longer it's going to stay here. I hope it continues to drop. To be honest with you,
Of course.
because I have not met my goals, especially with gold. So I just I got a long way to go. I have 20 years left to accumulate. So the cheaper it stays, I'm happy. I'm
Right.
I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I'm not in this to get rich. You know what I mean? That's not what this is for. I'm in this to preserve
Yeah.
what wealth I have.
Yeah,
And
and you and I, again, going back to when I was saying that we have similar views on silver and gold, we're the same age. Um,
right,
and I'm with you too on the whole hope. I hope for silver and gold crashes all the time because, like you, I look at that as an opportunity to buy. Um, and I was stacking a fair amount, as much as I possibly could. Hindsight's 2020. You always look back and you're like, oh wow, I really could have stacked more. So I'm
right,
I'm telling people right now, when there are these pullbacks, it is a good time to buy. And the one thing though, there's a common misconception, and I was actually talking to Guido Stacking about this the other day. A lot of people say to buy the dips, buy the dips. Now, the one thing though, and I'm going to be talking about this in more detail in an upcoming video. The one thing though about these quote unquote dips is that they are not really what people perceive them to be, meaning that when there are these pullbacks, a lot of it is corrections in the ETFs, the paper market. And what's happening is that the physical silver and gold prices are still pretty much locked into what they've been. You're not really seeing a huge decrease in pricing from the online bullion dealers and the local coin shops. Just because we're seeing these dips doesn't mean that the premiums follow suit. And we've seen, months ago when this happened, that the when there was a dip, that the precious metals, the prices and the premiums, they stayed relatively high, and people were kind of scratching their head as to why that is, which kind of brings me to this quote unquote dip that we are seeing right now, and kind of talking about what you were saying about buying stuff that you don't want to be buying stuff that's all dinged up and what have you. But on my camera here, I do have 3 tubes of Silver Eagles that I purchased. And, I actually paid $29 each on them, which is a really good price right now. And it's crazy to think, oh my God, $29, being a good
yeah,
price on an Eagle. It's terrible. And, months ago, I did sell 3 tubes of Eagles at 24 bucks a piece, but I had spent, 17.50 on those Eagles. And then I ended up selling more at like $28 a piece to my coin shop, made some profits, but now here I am buying back in. Um,
right.
because like you said, you're trying to take advantage now when you can try to find, something or some deals, you're going to try to buy it up now, Um,
Yeah.
Do you buy now these eagles? They're not BU. They're not culls either. They're like secondary
Right.
eagles that I bought. Are you so you're buying eagles right now, or you're just basically buying whatever you can kind of get that's cheap?
Yes. Now, another thing that you brought up was the SHTF situation, right?
Yeah.
I don't stack for that type of scenario,
Yeah.
but the way that I stack allows me to prepare for it. Really, so I'm really knocking out two birds with one stone, I guess. And another, I don't know, it might be a controversial thing, but a lot of people think that for SHTF, junk silver is the way to go because of people will know what junk silver is. And I have to kind of disagree with that because
Oh, I
I did a
come.
poll recently with my coworkers. I asked 20 people who was on the dime, the current dime, which is
Yeah.
the same as like a 64, and like two people got it right.
Yeah. No, nobody knows. They really don't. And
They don't.
there's a huge population that of people that don't have a clue about silver.
You
And
see how does that show up on camera?
it does. Yeah. Back it down a little bit though. Put it
See
down a
how it
little bit.
says
There you go.
fine. See how it says fine silver.
Yes.
So that
I'm a
actually
little bit
shows
more fixated on that little birthmark on your ring finger,
birthmark.
or it's ink.
I think it's ink.
That's what I'm. You're like, see the fine silver. I'm like, no, I see the birthmark.
Oh yeah, it's ink.
Um, you got to clean yourself up before you come on these interviews. Come on now.
Well, I am a blue collar worker.
That's true. The other thing too, which some people might be surprised about if they've made it this far into this video, we're now at 12 minutes. Um, I'm actually gonna maybe shoot myself in the foot here. A lot of people do know that I have those auctions, and right here I have on camera a lot of high premium semi numismatic collectible stuff. And this silver, like pandas, the Bart Simpsons, prehistoric, the prehistoric life series, all those types of like 25, 30,000, mintage stuff that come with a high premium. I'll be honest to the viewers, I think that that is among the worst stuff you could be buying right now because the prices right now of silver are so high, the dealers have to mark that stuff up on top of it. So paying upwards of 40, $50 an ounce is quite a bit. So I would tell my viewers to stay away from getting this sort of thing right now. If you're looking to just stack and not necessarily collect, you should stay away from that stuff. And I would urge them to kind of wait until silver comes back down, if it ever does. Um, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but I think that they should hold off on buying that semi numismatic high premium stuff.
I agree. It's right now we're all kind of awaiting the release of the 2020 Libertads, but a lot of people call those semi-numismatic, but really they're not. They're a bullion coin. So those you want to buy, those types of things you want to buy, your bullion grade, but paying double spot price for something is just not really smart
No,
because it's I mean, it just depends on who's willing to buy it back from you at what price.
correct.
So
And I
if you're
think,
buying if you're buying it at like the high end, right? You have
yeah,
no room to wiggle, no room to
correct,
wiggle back.
correct. And and that's why I think too, when it comes to stacking, you almost want to just have the mindset of trying to basically think about the resale and the buying pool that you're looking to sell to, meaning that when you have something like an American Silver Eagle or the constitutional silver or the generic stuff, you have a much broader pool of people who would buy that from you than you would somebody to buy, let's say, like the pandas or the Bart
Right,
Simpsons, right? Because you're looking for the collector, you're looking for the person that's willing to pay that premium. Um,
right.
and plus more people at least know. what, you know, the American Silver Eagles are and the Constitutional Silver, what have you, than they do, you know, the other stuff, the collectible stuff. So,
Yeah.
and it's easier to sell off, you know, the Constitutional and the Silver Eagles, in my opinion. Um,
Yes. You want to buy the good delivery bullion, really.
yep, yep,
Like the stuff that's well known, but it's got high mintage, so there's a ton of them, so the price should stay low always. That's if you're stacking just for weight, that's what you want to do.
right,
That's the best way to do it.
right. Yep, completely agree. So it seems like right now, I mean, at least you and I are completely in agreement that, especially right now at these spot prices, then when answering the question, what's the best silver to buy right now, we're thinking 90% silver, American Silver Eagles if you can get them cheap, and generic silver, and then all the rest kind of stay away from.
Right. And even if you can find maples, oh, if you can find those cheap, yes, cheap. And actually, right now, the shocking thing is your 10-ounce bars were forever like you're one of your lowest premium items.
Right.
Right now, you can pick up 10 generic rounds cheaper than you can pick up a 10-ounce generic bar,
Yep.
and
Yep.
that's just mind blowing if you've been in it for a little bit,
Yep.
because whenever the bigger the bar, it was always the lower the premium.
Right.
It, it's just not the case anymore. It's weird.
I know. I think too what it comes to is the supply and demand again, because I think the fact that the bars were the cheaper route to go. I think
Yeah.
when we saw when there was that mad dash of everybody just trying to buy up silver and gold when Corona first started, I think you had a lot of people buying up that bulk silver, getting it as cheap as they could and trying to sock it away. And I think so that the whole thing with the supply might be coming into play with that. You know, and so those are just my thoughts, but we are going to be doing more of these videos. So, you know, to the viewers of Silver Britches and myself, Stacking Stormtrooper, we appreciate you watching this. If you have any questions for either of us, or there's any topic that you would like to see me and my knucklehead friend cover, by all means, shoot us a note, let us know, drop a comment. And until next time, we will see you later.
All right, guys.
And I just want to quickly thank these elite channel supporters. And if you haven't become a channel member, please check out the awesome perks and join today. With that, I'm the Stacking Stormtrooper. Check out these videos. Until next time, long live the Empire.